Alright, we got a game. Let's get right into it. 3 Master 3s. Cool. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks, no pair. Need to find a pair. Where to find a pair? Somewhere. I don't know. We'll find one somewhere. I think we'll keep the Yakai for a bit. If we pair it up, the problem with pairing up the Yakai is that, okay, we can, call, right? But we still need a pair afterwards, and it's kind of awkward. Right. Now that we've got one away from Tenpai, once we pair up the Yakai, it's really not that attractive to keep them anymore. They don't really serve much use in terms of speeding up the hand. Because just consider that, if you pair up any of these other floaters, you also get Ishanten. And you're probably not going to be calling anyways, even if you pair up one of the Yakai. Here we are Ishanten. We'll go ahead and keep the Dora for a bit. If we do pair up the Dora, well then it allows us to call, which is amazing. Because it is our win. Let's see. Looks like the player to the right might be doing a flush, which makes me a little worried about this 8. That's not the 8. The Dora, to be honest. Like, they could have a pair of that in their hand, for example. So I might want to get rid of it soon. That's a little bit not what I was signing up for, but we could still potentially push against this. The thing is, the player to the left of us is, sorry, not to the left of us, to the right of us is also pushing against the Riichi. So if they do, maybe not. Maybe they're just sort of trying to go around safely. Yeah, okay, and now we've got this dunce cut east. A little bit problematic. The problem is that I don't think we actually have a lot of super, 100% safe tiles in the first place, so I think we'll just go ahead and drop the east. I'm not sure what's going on with their hand. Maybe they had some kind of Yakai or something like that. But either way, yep, fine. We managed to survive unscathed. Get out of that. Get out of there unscathed. Unclear what exactly we should have done, but it's okay. We don't need to worry about that anymore because it's the next round. 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks. Don't need a pair. Again, even if we pair up Yakai over here, well, it wouldn't be, if we didn't have a pair elsewhere, it wouldn't be as attractive to call. However, now that, we did have the 1, 2, 3, 4 shape in the Manzu, and now we have the 2-pin pair as well, so if we do pair up the Yakai, we should be pretty ready to call. Here, we're just going to go ahead and drop the 1, I think. Seems like the least useful tile to our hand. Yes, we could have had 2 blocks on the bottom over here, but we already have enough sequence blocks, to be honest. If you look at it, right? Because we got 1 sequence block, 1 sequence block, 1 sequence block, and okay, if you have a 1, 2, 2, 4 shape, that's 2 sequence blocks, right? You don't need 5 sequence blocks in your hand. You only need 4 here, because you need 4 sets in a pair, right? So 5 sequence blocks is 1 too many. This is an interesting hand. We have the potential for the 6, 7, 8 Sanjoku now. But we're probably going to want to start ramping up the speed if we can, regardless. Just trying to get Yao. Yeah, this is a bit of a problem. Like, I want to cheat this, but the problem is, are we really, what exactly do we drop after that? Bit of a tough question. We'll just go ahead and pass it for now. Because, okay, imagine you cheat this, right? Then you turn these two-sided weights both into ones that can only complete on one side, which is kind of sad. So I decided to pass it for now. Now we're gonna just go ahead and, since we are in Ishanten, we're just gonna go ahead and play normally. but it's a bit of a tough, you know, decision to sort of maybe, what's it called? Because the dealer could have an expensive hand, right? And they do look pretty close to Tenpai. So trying to sort of maneuver around that hand is a little bit difficult. Either way, you don't need to worry about that again, because it's the next round. Worrying about past rounds is the worst thing, is the worst place to put your mental energy on, because it literally doesn't matter anymore. 1, 2, 3 blocks. Well, you could consider keeping the 9 over here, but we're just gonna go ahead and drop it because I think I value the ability to call if we pair up the white over here. And, I mean, yes, we don't have enough blocks yet, but I think we should be able to find a block in Amazu, for example. So this is 1 block, 2, 3, 4. And then the 5th block would be either in the Sozo down south over here, or maybe we pair up the one of our Yakai, which we didn't do. Or, well, we did end up drawing a bunch of Pinzu over here, so it looks like we'll be able to get 2 blocks in the Pinzu, or even 3 at this rate. It looks like 3 to me. We are Ishanten now. Let's go ahead and drop the 4, I suppose. If we draw the 4 pin, we can Riichi on the 2-5 weight. If we draw the 2-5, a bit of a tougher question, but I think we're just going to go ahead and drop the 3 in order to try and get a better shape. Better shape. Maybe better value as well, because the 7 accepts the door. That being said, I think at this point, now that it's getting to, you know, turn 9 roundabouts, I will just call instant Riichi if we end up drawing a 2-5 to get into Tenpai. Yep, this is Riichi. Yeah, it's a little bit too late at this point, I think. But you could consider dropping it. The other problem is that, you know, we don't actually have a whole bunch of improvements. Yes, we have got like the 6 and the 8, and then like the 6, I guess, 6 pin. Maybe there's another one? I'm not sure exactly, but at turn 9 I think it's a bit iffy to just have that couple of improvements when you just Riichi and increase your acceptance by a whole bunch to win outright. Because the thing is, like, you know, we're effectively quadrupling our acceptance for the Kanchan of the 4 by calling Riichi, because now we can Roan anyone else if they drop the 4, right? Yeah, that works. The Riichi is a pretty good improvement to the quality of our hand shape in general. There it is. It's pretty strong. We got pretty lucky there, of course, but, you know, I do not have a problem with this Riichi. Next, East 3, we are the dealer in first place. What's our game plan? Not sure, just build a good hand. Sounds like a plan. Alright, well, I'm not sure which one of the 1 or the 9s we should drop, but I'll just go ahead and drop the 9. Maybe the 1 was better, because the door was the 6. Yeah. Having the upper Sozu over here allows us to keep more upper Sozu easier. Like, imagine we draw the 7, for example, right? It's a lot easier to keep the 7 if it makes a Kanchan with the 9 so. And that sort of indirectly allows us to accept the Dora. So yeah, probably dropping the 1-man was better than dropping the 9 so over there. Either way, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish blocks over here. I'm kind of hesitant to call this 6, 8, 8, 9 shape, you know, 2 blocks, but technically it is 2 blocks. If we draw the 7 pin, it does give us Ishanten. So yeah, we don't really have any better, you know, tiles in our discards, so yeah. Or we didn't really draw any better blocks. That's worth a 6, 8, 8, 9 shape. So we're just gonna keep it like this for now. 4 so is a good block, or has the potential to become has the potential to become a good block. I guess we'll go ahead and keep it. You could also consider dropping a 9 pin and just breaking this entirely. Just because even if we draw the 7, the shape over here is pretty bad. But, well, when in doubt, keep your shape, I suppose. I'm not really sure. Okay. What do we do? There's like a couple of things to keep in mind over here. I think for now, we're going to drop the 5. By drawing the 4, we allow ourselves to get a couple of Yaku in number 1. Taiyao. Number 2, Itsu. The question is, and also technically the 4, 5, 6 Sanchoku, but I'm not like super excited by that. I'm not exactly sure what to do over here, but we're gonna go ahead and drop the 4, so just to keep the maximum amount of acceptance, to get into, what's it called? To get into Tenpai. Like if, by keeping the 2 over here, we get to draw the 3 in order to get, Lemon Ijanten or something like that. I think that was Lemon Ijanten. Future Moko can confirm for me whether that was correct or not. Either way, now we've got Ijanten again, with the potential for the Itsu. We're gonna go ahead and push that 4 in. I'm not too scared by any of the people on board yet, although maybe we should be a little careful at this point. Yeah, we'll go ahead and drop the 8, I suppose. Just in case the 4 deals in. Again, we're not Tenpai. Well, I shouldn't say again, but at this point, it's getting kind of late, and since we're not Tenpai, you know, I'm not exactly too excited to push anything too dangerous at this point. I'm not sure if we should be dropping the 7. Maybe that was bad. Yeah, I feel like that was probably bad. We could also drop the 9, for example, which is safe, and continue to keep Ijanten. Yeah, I think we'll do that. Just because it don't really have that big of a benefit for us to push into these 2 open players, who both have, well, at least 1 Dora. Well, we're not even Tenpai yet. You know, if we get into Tenpai, we can perhaps push. I'm not even sure if we want to do that. It's probably best to do though. It's probably best to do so though. Okay, 8 passed. Guess we'll drop it then. Yeah, because this 4 is kind of, you know, well, you know, the couple of Sujis around, the 4-7 specifically hasn't passed yet, which is, you know, kind of a concern, considering a whole bunch of other Sujis have passed. I think dropping the white is totally fine here. But it could still deal in, right? Maybe it was better to just drop something safe, right? I'm not sure which one was the safest tile over there. Alright. This is a good result. We continue being in first place. And if one of these guys runs anyone else, we get to just keep our first place. Well, I'm assuming actually the player to our left will, if they run someone, they will not allow us to take first place, but the point is that we're sitting pretty at this first place over here. As long as you don't deal in, we will not be last place. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks. If we pair up the... yeah, actually, no, this actually is useless, huh? Oops. Well, we can still go ahead and keep it just for safety, because drawing around the 9 isn't going to help us that much, I think. Considering we already have 5 blocks. Yeah, we'll go ahead and drop the 9 as well. The best direction for this hand is Taiyao, so we're going to keep the 2. For example, if we draw it, we can take 6 blocks temporarily. If we draw another copy of 2. And maybe try and slim this shape down to 1 block and then we can use the 2, 4, 5 shape as 2 blocks. That's totally possible as well. Here is useless Yakai pair. Question is whether we really want to keep this 2 around still. I think we'll keep it still. We've got 1 safe tile. We've got 2 safe tiles against the dealer. In addition to that, the Dora is also out, which makes things a little bit nicer. I think I'm supposed to be dropping the 2 instead of the 8 here, if we're comparing the 2 and the 8, because the 3 already gives us each on 10. And yeah, the 8, drawing the 7 isn't really that great, but I think it's better than the 2 still. At this point, we're just gonna go ahead and drop both of them. The 3 is also not extremely, like, the best tile in the world, but, well, if we draw around it, we can get, you know, some nice shapes. Alright, if we draw the 1, well, yes, it loses our Tanyo, but we get a 2-side weight over here, which would be nice. We also have the chance for the 3, 4, 5 Sanshoku, even so we could call, regardless of whether we had the 1 or not. Yeah. But at this point, maybe we should just go ahead and drop the 3. I feel like it's getting late. I don't really need this 3 anymore. Or, I don't feel like changing our hand that much, because it probably, at this point, will require us to drop a lot of dangerous tiles, which is kind of not really the point. Or is something that we would like to avoid at this point, considering, well, we don't really want to deal in from this point situation. Okay. Do we actually drop this 4? It's like slightly dangerous. At this point, no, we'll just keep the 4 for later. It is pretty late, and we are still 2 away from Tenpai. We could push the 4 if it, you know, if we'd advance our hand a bit further. Maybe even not then. We'll see. We'll see. Second bolt? Nope. Oh. I guess we'll drop the 4 now. I was wondering whether we should just drop the north, right? Maybe that was the best play, after all. I sort of forgot that we had the 7s as a safe tile against the dealer. But I was thinking that if we drop the 4 now, we might... Sorry, if we drop the north at the time we dropped 4. Go there. Oh, we're pushing. Okay. Yeah, if we drop the north at the time we drop the 4, we might be stuck if someone calls Riichi, for example, which I didn't really want to happen. But over here, since we are fighting for first place, we'll go ahead and just push against this Riichi. Air Tenpai. So this is perfectly justified. Even if we deal in, we're not going to get last place, right? So, we will fight. We don't need to Riichi because we already have Mifu and Tanyo. So, of course, we will not Riichi. There's no reason for us to. Drop the 1. Be safe. Alright. Looks like first place for us. Nice, nice, nice. And I guess, well, we'll see you guys next week. You are really long. Your voice line is so long. Anyways. See you guys.